Hi, teammates. I found Jean Guiton today. Very interesting Huguenot leader. I'm looking at him for symbolism of the first horse of Revelation 6 and the second horse, being both horsemen throughout his life. And when I was living in Owensboro, Kentucky, when I was a kid, like when we first moved there, we got a coconut from the grocery store because I wanted one, and my parents thought it was a little weird, but I was in a tropical mood, and so I tried to open it, and I couldn't get it open, and I tried to crack it on the granite countertop, and it actually cracked the granite. And so I'm kind of looking at that for right here, when he was in the city hall of La Rochelle, where a notable table with a chip made by his dagger is on display. If you see that there. So that it kind of made me think of that. And then I was like, G ran it. My sister goes to a place called Orange Theory, and that's where she runs and stuff and gets her exercise in. So I was kind of thinking about that, and I was like, well, because we've talked about how BAs ran, remember that, and and then coconut, I was like, well, this, I better look into this guy a little bit further. So and keep faith, look at everything with a mercy mindset. I'm not speaking against anyone. Just look at everything with mercy mindset. Worship the Creator God, the Maker of all things. The Holy Ghost could be Hendrik Goldzius. And we'll go to him. Hendrik Goldzius right here. You can see him here. And I think he's the Holy Ghost, and then I think Jesus was the lion with the eagle's wings spoken of in Daniel 7, and his wings were clipped, and he was made to stand upon the feet as as when he was Saul and had to kill himself, kind of like a Ronin, and Jesus was made to stand as a Ronin for his life as Jesus, and followed the law perfectly and did all the miracles and had the 12 disciples record and, witness his gospel. And he spoke in parables to talk about his coming and how to follow him. And thank you to Jesus for that. He could have been Saul. It's just a theory in another life. He could have, but, these things are out there. And we got the Siege of La Rochelle. This guy was a leader in that. You can see John Guiton there. Right there. And Jean Guiton. And this guy came into his life, Cardinal Richelieu, and he kind of switched sides, like from the Huguenots. Whenever the Huguenots lost their last battle, this guy, from the Catholic point of view, hired Jean as an admiral, as to lead forces against the Spanish. So it's kind of like peace from the earth there, from the second horse. So, and this is his life here. That's Jean Guiton's life. Is this here? 25094 days. And one of my friends here, whose name is Steve, I'm at PS today. He brought in this lemon verbena plant. Somebody gave it to him, and I thought this was interesting. I wanted to point this out. Protect muscles, reduce inflammation, boost the immune system, calm the stomach, weight loss, all sorts of stuff. Lemon verbena. So I was kind of looking at that. From the first horse, this guy Kevin Alusala, he feigned my dad. So kind of like because the semicolon to me it equals 26. In the Bible, the semicolon, whenever you see a semicolon, it equals 26. So he befeigned my dad. He visited Owensboro, and because he's from Owensboro, and he came back to the high school and like said some nice things about my father and stuff. So who taught him in class, because my dad's a teacher and my mom's a teacher too, and they teach high school, and so this would kind of make sense for the first horse with the admiral, because he was Jean got the crown of an admiral. So we got that, and then I've looked at Matthew Lillard again. I've looked at him before, but I wanted to look at him again today and calculate some things. From 131:66, the year 66 is whenever Timothy was written, the first epistle of Timothy, and this is Matthew Lillard's birth. He's still alive. You get this date here. So very interesting. Just looking at some things here. And if you go from Jean Guiton, his death, to Matthew Lillard, you get this. And this is from 66. And I was looking at 1